record.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, so I was just on a walk before I got on with you, and I do muscle testing as kind of my training wheels for getting my intuitive stuff.
Yeah.
So I was muscle testing on myself, and I was asking, how soon can I meet kind of in the 3D world, what feels like physical at least, an extraterrestrial being. And, I tried all these different possibilities, and what came out was not this summer, but next summer with Lowell at Mount Shasta is where I will meet a Lemurian.
Wow.
Sorry, no, it was Pleiadian.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
But yeah, I'm drawn to all of that stuff, Lily.
Yeah.
I love it all. I've been on a deep dive for quite a while. In fact, when I was super sick, started getting sick in 2012 after being a dental hygienist for 20 years. I was bedridden for a little while there, and it was watching Ancient Aliens that got me out of bed because I was like, oh my God, there's something to be excited about in life.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Ancient Aliens was good for that. That was my kind of introduction to this stuff also. They didn't
and in retrospect, I know it's like kindergarten. Right. And there's probably some, I don't know, disinformation or sensationalization, I would say, of some of that stuff. They make some of those guys look so goofy that, people don't take it seriously.
Yeah. Especially the hair.
Yeah, the hair.
Yeah, that's super funny. So that's really awesome. Yeah, Lemuria was coming up very strong. Atlantis, and you said wolf. So what was the training that you got done from this Amber Wolf? Because they told me wolf. I actually heard the words wolf. So what was your kind of like training with her? Is that something that you'd want to expand on further or go in that direction?
Yeah, I don't know. So Amber Wolf is a good friend of Lee, whatever his name is now.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Lee Carroll.
Lee Carroll, yeah. So they're good friends, and they've been traveling together for many years and doing presentations. And so, if you want to start your own sisterhood circle in your community, you train through her. And it's, all about bringing in the Lemurian teaching wheel, they call it. So it's what the Pleiadians taught the Lemurians. And so all about self-healing. And I don't know if you've read that Lemurian Sisterhood book.
I have not. I do have it. I read like a tiny bit of it, but I probably should read the rest of it.
Yeah,
but I don't know too much about it.
I've had to read it a couple of times, and kind of it's big. But yeah, it's all that kind of stuff. And so there are days when I feel drawn to do that. What I did, that was pre-COVID, that was in person. And, it's fairly limited to what you can do with that, but maybe taking, if not that particular training with Amber, taking that model and having an online, women's circle that embodies those same kind of principles.
Yeah. I think that's what they're pointing at, doing something like that. Yeah, they literally said wolf. And the Lemurian teaching, I think you kind of portray that and embody that very well. So I think that would be good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that, I just started in the last 2 years, and there's so many people that I kind of got the fast track, like very Starseed boot camp is what I called it. Like they work me like all day, every day, basically.
Yeah. I've heard your story. I'm like, wow, because you look so young and you just recently woke up. So to be at your advanced level, it must have been intense.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Which has its pros and its cons.
Right. Yeah.
But basically the big secret behind all that is the DNA activation and and then also healing past life traumas. I've been healing a lot of past life traumas and childhood trauma, all of these things. And a couple of those things came up for you. They also showed me the third eye for you. So your third eye is awakening more and opening more. So that's good. Like I've been practicing, my third eye was like the first thing that I really, really jumped on. And I meditated for like a monk for months and months and months. Not saying that you have to do that, but it is something that you have to really practice at. And it's kind of like it's a process. So I've had like levels of, for example, whenever I was training my intuition, how the star beings were kind of training me, I got a pendulum. And then that was kind of like my muscle testing, because then once I'm using it and getting used to it, I notice how it feels in my body whenever it's like a yes or no question. And then that evolves to more of like sometimes full sentences or words. A lot of the time I get visions. But basically they were saying your third eye is opening more. So more of your abilities are going to be coming online, which is good. It's just a process. So yeah, that's a good sign.
But you're saying that I might not have to do the intense meditation hours a day, because that
Yeah.
really challenges me. I've tried.
Yeah. Well, meditation, I mean, it definitely helps. You should do it every single day. But yeah, I went a little, for me, since I was very vision heavy, I couldn't really get the answers unless I was with my eyes closed and meditating. So I think it was probably it was different for me. So it'll be different for you, but definitely meditating each day. If you could do an hour each day, you will make quantum leaps. I know that sounds kind of long, but even like guided meditations, not saying not saying you have to do that, but it will help a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's a good reminder. I have gone through periods where I do that and then get out of it, and hard to get back in. Right now I just hired a team to help me create content and a master class and then a course and then a group program. I mean, I've got big plans, but just at the computer working all day, and then it's like, oh, I didn't get outside, I didn't exercise, I didn't meditate. That's not good.
Yeah.
We got to practice what we preach.
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. I feel like it kind of comes in waves and cycles too. Like, so there was a while where I was grinding. I mean, I do the Sunday live activations, but then I started working a lot more and I wasn't meditating each day. So I did that for a little bit. And then in the last like couple of months, I've started kind of like slowing down and meditating more each day. And then I've noticed just from doing that, my abilities are leaping and I'm having different types of experiences. But I think it can come in waves, like grind, work for a little bit, then but it is the goal to have a healthy balance for sure.
Yeah, that is the goal. And as we fall off, our regimen, and we need to just remind ourselves, get back in.
Yeah. So something that they were also showing me, they were talking about the feline, the Lyran heritage a lot, and they were wanting you to connect with your Lyran heritage and connect with the Lyrans. Then that will help to activate that portion of your DNA and the new gifts and abilities. Yeah.
Okay. So did you specifically get the lions, like the white lions or anything from the Lyran? Because that's who I just feel drawn to, but I don't know if that's just because they're so beautiful. I used to have a big, beautiful kitty that looked like that. And
oh my gosh, I heard them say kitty.
Oh,
in the medicine. Sometimes I get words and I remember hearing kitty.
Okay, yeah. So for almost 20 years, we had a cat named Zeus, who was kind of a what do you call it? Now it just slipped my mind. Maine Coon mix.
That's what I was just saying.
Huge, fluffy, and he was just magnificent.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, the lions definitely came up, the felines And so you have a connection with them. And then there's also, okay, so I saw a few other types of beings. The felines for sure. And then I saw another one near the end who, it was a man and he had short blonde hair, but I was like, okay, he didn't feel Pleiadian, although I saw Pleiadians too. But this one felt different. And I asked, what should we call you? And he said Lyran. So he looked very humanoid with not he didn't seem as like, the Pleiadians have a more glamorous kind of feel to them. Who look like really tall models. He was blonde and looked very, very white, but a little bit different. And he said he was Lyran. So this is a being that, and I made contact with him. He just kind of showed up for a second. Let me see if he said anything. I think he was also introducing like this, I'm part of your star family too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he had a light blue, light gray uniform on. And he was on a spaceship and it looked very like Star Trek vibes. Very Star Trek vibes. And there were others with him. I saw the silhouette of others and they were basically like, we're part of your star family too. So when connecting with these beings, different beings will come in at different times to connect different parts of us and help us activate different gifts. For me, in the beginning, it was very much the Lyrans, and my Lyrans had light blue skin and no hair.
Oh.
I saw a woman like that for you too, though, but I believe she was Syrian. Have you ever felt a connection to Sirius?
Yeah, and what is the connection between the Syrians and the Orions?
Well, they're really close together, and they both have a big variety of different types of beings.
Okay. Because I have felt connected to the Syrians, and then I had a reading from James Gilliland, Visetti, and he saw a female named Sia from the Orion star cancel or something. And then I hear other people like Corey Good and stuff talk about the Orions like there's a negative faction. So I guess in any species, I mean, they're so huge that you can have good and bad, or positive, negative, service to self, service to others type of beings. We can't lump them as all good or all bad, right?
Yeah. The Orion constellation has duality. Actually, have you heard of Debbie Solaris? She's
I don't think so. Write that down.
I'm having her on next week. She does a galactic like Akashic readings. She's had she's had 2 episodes on Beyond Belief on Gaia.
Okay.
Yeah. So I interviewed her and we talked a little bit about this. That's going to be posted next week. But cool. Yeah, basically, so we've had the Lyran Wars in the beginning. Have you heard of the Lyran Wars?
Yes.
Okay. So that
was like the most ancient history that we know about, right?
Yes, millions of years. So and being a Lyran and being connected to the feline beings also especially, so that is part of your heritage too. And so after the Lyran Wars, the reptilians and negative beings, not all reptilians are negative, but the negative beings that attacked Lyra, and then everybody spread throughout the galaxy to different places. The next big one was the Orion Wars that I'm aware of. That's like the other big one that a lot of us have connections with. So basically, like some of the constellation was service to self, some was service to others, and there was just duality. There was a mixed bag there. So there's like the Orion Council of Light. I have quite a handful of friends who are Orion Starseeds, and they're on a mission for the betterment of Earth, and I have met some Orion beings as well. But yeah, it kind of gets a bad rap, and that's known for being kind of like an Earth-like place. Like there's good and bad.
Yeah. I've actually energy test myself. I have 3 souls right now, 3 ET souls.
Wow.
So, Lyran, Pleiadian, and 10% Draco. And when I first
Okay.
got that, I was like, what the fuck? What? And so I was training with Dr. Karen Can, who teaches this whole Tolpacan healing method. And I reached out to her. I said, what is this? She goes, that's what's happening right now. The reptilians are incarnating on Earth. These are the ones that have seen the light
Mhm.
and know, what went wrong and are trying to help humanity and help the lost reptilians who are on the dark side.
Yeah, that's
So I'm
beautiful.
embracing it now, and I know there's actually a lot of amazing strengths and qualities that I'm
Mhm.
getting from my Draco soul.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. There are a lot of benevolent ones as well. It just gets kind of like a really bad rap. Um, so that's really good. I have seen a lot of like even in like ancient texts and things like that, they portray this like ancient, like wise reptilian type being or like serpent or something, but it's known as like a sacred, like they're knowledge keepers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why so many of us in this community are actually drawn to dragons and
Yeah,
snakes and all that. Doesn't have to be this dark negative force.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. Um, so Sirius came up as well also, the Pleiadian, the Lyran, uh, and let me see what else did I get? Or I was gonna say something else about, so they'll come at different times to activate different parts of your DNA. So they were really leaning towards connecting with your Lyran heritage. I believe your Lemurian uh connection as well. And okay, let's see. So what else did they show me? They said they wanted you to watch the interview tonight. They said interview. Um, there's an interview on my channel tonight. It's about a girl who was taken as a group of friends were taken aboard an ET craft.
I saw that and I hit notify me.
That conversation was very activating. It like I got a bunch of downloads after talking to her, and so I believe you have a connection with what she's gonna say as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't spoil it, but um and then they showed me Antarctica, like penguins, Antarctica.
I
Yeah,
know there's a lot of mysteries around that place.
there are a lot of mysteries.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even know 100% what's going on there. I believe there are bases there. Uh there's a pyramids, there's ancient civilization there also. There's supposedly an entrance to inner earth over there. There's a lot of weird stuff going on over there. But basically they were saying you have a connection with Antarctica and you've been there before. So I think in ancient times you've taken part in like old civilizations there, old technology there.
Okay.
Yeah, Antarctica. That's a curious one.
It is. It is. I hear different things from different people.
Yeah.
So who knows?
I'm excited to find out, but uh, I think they found or suspect there's a big pyramid there. So I bet whenever they discover more of that, like a bunch more is going to come to light. But yeah, there's definitely some interesting stuff. Well, I don't think anybody's allowed to go there, or few people. They're trying to keep people out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Antarctica, and maybe if you were to like meditate on that, more would come up on that.
Okay.
They like to kind of just give bits and pieces,
Yeah.
and then they showed me a Pleiadian man, and I felt like this Pleiadian man was somebody really close to you, like a twin flame or a soulmate. And he was just basically like saying hello. That he's up in the stars and he's looking, watching over you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. I've never really been into like soulmates or twin flames. I didn't know too much about that. And not too long ago, because our all different types of star families and beings are helping us and making contact with us right now from like even parallel because everything's happening at once. So parallel realities also,
Yep.
which gets mind blowing. But I was actually visited by my Pleiadian man soulmate.
How was that?
It was kind of weird at first. I was like, what? But then it was nice. And every now and then he'll pop up just to say, you know, like, I'm supporting you. I'm here for you. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. So you can actually connect with him. That's probably why he was just letting you know, like he's there and he
Yeah.
knows about you. So you probably can connect with him if you'd like.
Yeah. That feels really good. Try to get a name.
Yeah, he had blonde hair around up to here, you know, typical hot Pleiadian man.
Always wondered how much is that that kind of stereotypical Pleiadian look that you see, you know, when you're looking around on the internet. Is that what they're projecting for us to imagine them as so that they look attractive and not scary?
I think most of them do look really good looking.
Yeah, they're
I
just,
think
yeah.
so.
Huh.
Definitely not all of them, but I believe that a lot of the Pleiadians do have model, like that species specifically looks very model-like.
Yeah, but I would imagine it's more in a natural look rather than, I mean, because some of the, especially the illustrations you see,
Yeah.
it's just like Hollywood stuff, you
Yeah.
know, makeup and women, you know, with hourglass figures and, you know, it's not what I would imagine that a highly evolved species would naturally look like, but
Right.
might be wrong.
That's true, yeah. They're probably definitely exaggerating, but I will say the ones that I have seen do look pretty. And the Inner Earth and Lemurians too, but they looked very human-like also. Very human, just like Nordic. Okay, so this Pleiadian man, twin flame soulmate in the stars, you can connect with them kind of as like a spirit guide. So every now and then mine will pop up and I'll just like sense him for a second. He may say something that kind of is like cheering me on or letting me know he's there. You know, I kind of feel the love for a second and that's it. You could probably develop more of a relationship with them if you want, but just giving an example of how mine's reached out to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so after that, they showed me the Lyran feline heritage keeps coming up. So throughout the meditation, that kept coming up. So they were saying connect with this aspect of yourself, which I just said a minute ago, but really connecting that seems to be that the third eye and connecting with the Lemurian side is going to be like the next quantum leap for you.
Okay.
So you can set the intention to connect with your Lyran star family, you can even do like, this is one of my other favorite things to do to kind of pull out more gifts and abilities that in more aspects of myself is going into the Akashic records. You can do an Akashic records meditation or even say a mantra. I actually got this mantra from Lee Carroll. Yeah, it changed my life. I made a recorded audio session of video of it where it's just like affirmations, but it is, dear selves, give to me what it is I need for my Akashic records, whether that be healing, new gifts and abilities, and whatever else you want to say, confidence, success, whatever else you want to say, but you're like talking to yourselves, talking to your body. And I would say that every single day, whenever I was really developing my third eye gifts, I would say, because you're essentially programming yourself too. I would say, I am activating my DNA. I'm activating my new gifts and abilities. And then I would say, the dear cells, give me what it is I need from my Akashic records. Said those three things every single day. I have a video on it too, if you'd like me to send that to you.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, I believe in the power of intention and words are powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and consistency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Being consistent is so recently. I got to kind of like see this again. Like I knew it before, because whenever I'm making quantum leaps, it's because I'm consistently putting my intention and energy towards it.
Yeah.
Recently they've been having me work on my Merkaba, the light body, you know, the pyramid. And, you know, this is whenever I started, I kind of taken a break for doing meditations for myself besides work. And I started doing meditations for myself again. And within, I think day 3 or day 4 in a row of doing a Merkaba meditation, suddenly like it was like a quantum leap. Like I'm starting to perceive things. My awareness is raising. And that was just after like 3-4 days of focusing my intention on it, which is
Wow.
yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, the consistency is huge. So that will help a lot. Those mantras, I'll send you those.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just have to block out this time on my schedule and not just leave it to chance that I happen to have time. You know, it's just got to be something that I build in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. I agree. Because if you think of it like I even went through this too, like you want to work and get more done working, but really that's almost like it's almost counterproductive, because then you don't have if you were to spend more time focusing on yourself and developing your abilities, you could probably come up with a smarter way to do that, or you know, different things to do that would be more beneficial. So
Yeah. Exactly what I tell my clients. I know it up here.
yeah. No, yeah, I hear you. I have to remind myself too. Okay. Something else that was coming up was your ancient Egyptian connection. Have you ever felt drawn to ancient Egypt?
Absolutely. Ever since I was a little girl. And one day I will get there.
Oh, wow. That's
My
awesome.
bucket list. I have to get to the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx.
Wow. Yeah, that
Yeah.
came up for you a lot.
Mm, mm.
And that's also another trick that you can tap into more of your advanced like awareness, higher multidimensionality, your wisdom with healing and manifesting and all of that. Ancient Egypt, connecting with that aspect of yourself, because that aspect's inside of you. That was something that they showed me. I also have a connection with ancient Egypt. So what they would do, the star beings, my guides, they would show me kind of like bits and pieces of who I've been and all these different things. And then I would focus on that for a little bit and kind of almost download that and activate that within me. So like with ancient Egypt, my Lyran heritage, my Syrian heritage. In the ancient Egyptian, there was something that they said near the end too about ancient Egypt. So they showed me the pyramids again, and they said alchemy, like inner alchemy, working on connecting with ancient Egyptian mystery school teachings. Because you have all of that wisdom in you, and that will really help you to transform and manifest your best life.
Okay. Yeah, I've looked into the Rosicrucian nation and yeah, it's all very cool.
Yeah, I just started looking into that not too long ago. Do you know Thoth?
Yes. Yeah, I have the emerald tablets.
Do you? Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. He's my introduction to that. I started seeing him. He started appearing as a guide. And yeah, not too long ago, I did an activation on Ancient Egyptian Mystery School, where we basically remote viewed an ancient Egyptian mystery school. Like we went back in time and basically entered a room and downloaded a bunch of this wisdom into us. So that might be a good activation for you.
Yeah.
That one was fun. We do fun stuff each week.
Yeah, you sure do. If I had nothing else to do in my life, I'd be on every Sunday, but
yeah, now I hear you.
married, family, unfortunately, I'm kind of a black sheep. Nobody's really into this stuff like I am. My husband's tolerant, but he's kind of doesn't want to know too much because it sounds a little cuckoo.
A little weird, yeah.
Yeah. So I fit it in when I can,
Yeah. No, yeah, I gotcha.
but I can't deny it anymore. And that's why I just feel so excited about this next phase of how
Mhm.
I'm going to serve clients, because there's like no doubt, like
Mhm.
I'm just on fire about it.
Awesome. So that reminds me, there was something else that they want you to focus on also, and that was the throat chakra for expression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, for
Have you
sure.
sensed
Especially,
that?
oh yeah. I mean, I have three younger sisters. I've tried to talk to people about it and
Mhm.
just get shut down. And so then oh, okay, I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't feel good. So I'm trying to find again that balance of, being my true self.
Mhm.
I don't want to hide in the closet too much,
Right.
but I also don't want to put myself out there for people to
Mhm.
ridicule me, or even online. Like that's why I've changed my name from Ginny Miller online. I've had websites and stuff where I'm just a health coach.
Mhm.
And now that I'm going this way, I feel like maybe you too, I'm going to go with a pseudonym
Mhm.
so that I'm
Well,
not, I don't want my family looking at my social media in this way because they don't get it. And I don't want to try to convince anybody or
right.
have to justify what I'm doing.
Yeah, just start all new social medias and
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
yeah.
YouTube channel. Yeah. But yeah, I've always been very shy. So just opening up that throat chakra, and
Mhm.
even if it feels like I'm not expressing myself as articulately as I'd like to, I'm just gonna get over the ego thing and just do
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, and that was a tough one for me too. So whenever I was, like I said, Starseed boot camp, they're throwing all of these things at me, and I'm like healing one thing after another, activating one thing after another. And there was one night where my Syrian star family, I was going for like a jog, was feeling a lot of emotions, just like processing a lot of things. And they showed me that this actually happened to you as well. They stopped me and they said basically like there's something that you need to see because it's still affecting you today. It's from a past life. Then all of a sudden, whoosh, I got downloaded with scenes of me being burned as a witch in
Oh,
medieval times. And and the word witch came up for you. So I believe you were also persecuted, uh, which is unfortunate. They burned probably like 10 to 20 million people. It's terrible. Just
oh,
for you actually being a healer or,
yeah.
something like that, a healer. And so that's what they told me, because this is before I started posting on social media. I was still trying to figure out like who am I and how am I going to talk to people about this? Like what's going on. um and so that's what they showed me, that was blocking my throat chakra. And then after I became aware of that and I set the intention to heal that, because it's just been kind of like an automatic thing for many lifetimes, like it's safe to be yourself now. It's almost like a habit from many lifetimes ago, um a block. So they were saying that clear that trauma and clear that karma to express yourself more fully, were their words.
hmm hmm Yeah, I've been doing that, but I'm sure there's some residual for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's traumatic stuff. Yeah.
right. Definitely. Yeah, not fun. Have you heard of the violet flame?
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of like one of my secrets. If I started recently doing that each day again, I found like a 15-minute meditation. So I haven't been doing it every day for a while. There was a week where I was doing it every single day, working through some really just kind of traumatic and nasty feelings and emotions and stuff like that. And within a week, like it's completely dissipated. So that
Mhm.
could be just a good idea, and it could be a short meditation. But the violet
Yeah.
flame is awesome.
Yeah. A friend just sent me a YouTube channel called the Lemurian Connection. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a playlist in there where you go into these different temples on the guided meditation. And one of them is for the violet flame. And
Wow.
I think it's Saint Germain or somebody is there with you. And this voice leads you into this incredible temple, and you just, the flame is like 15 feet high or something. You just like are immersed in it. Oh my God, I mean, it brings you to tears. It's so beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I like that idea. So you said you want to do coaching. Did you want to do like YouTube videos too and stuff like that?
I think so. I don't know how you do it, Lily. It looks pretty scary. You must have to, really pay attention to everything, because I see you watching the chat, and you're doing your bowl and you're channeling, and it doesn't look easy, but
Mhm. I
I
had
guess
to make
you're
myself do it at first.
really.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was still inspired to do it. But yeah, I would kind of I got used to it. It's just something that you get used to, and then you start to like. Cause now on Sunday, after Sundays, I feel so good. I'm like, okay, that was worth it. Even though it might be like uncomfortable to get in front of people for a minute, and it's whatever. Like afterwards, I actually feel really good. So it makes
Mm,
it worth it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you're very good at it. You seem to stay calm, and you're just so nice to everybody that's commenting.
Thank you.
And the channeling that comes through is so clean and clear, and
Thank you.
obvious that you're not just making things up, you're really getting some guidance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure if that's what my, videos are going to look like. I guess what I'm working on right now with my team is, because I have all this knowledge from starting out as a functional diagnostic nutritionist,
Oh wow.
an emotion body code practitioner, bioenergetics practitioner. I've done these other things, and now kind of got into doing soul reports and things like that for people. I have all these skills, and what I'm seeing with a lot of starseeds that are waking up is that, because of ascension, and we basically have these ET souls in these human bodies. There's a lot of uncomfortableness, and people think they're overly sensitive, they're weak, they're sick, whatever. And if I can teach them how, just with the foundational stuff, but then bring in the energy and finding your soul mission, that you can feel really good as a human. And so when you're feeling good and vital and resilient, then you can have fun in life, find your passions, find your mission, and then inspire other star seeds and humans, and just all of humanity. So I'm trying to, start out with just like the little free webinar, give them a taste of it, start blogging. I've never done a blog or anything like that.
Interesting.
And then have a video that accomplishes or accompanies the blog, give them some kind of little tip.
Yeah.
And eventually have a in the can course, evergreen course that gives them, 7 modules or something about how to embrace their sensitivity, make it their superpower, and then lead to group coaching.
Wow.
Because right now, it's amazing. I joined a Power of 8 group where we're intending for each other, and I joined a Sacred Economy gifting group where you gift to get in, and then you support each other's dreams. So those two things, like just 3 months ago, totally opened me up to reciprocity and receiving. And so I'm getting more clients than ever, paying higher prices than ever. But it just feels like there's only one of me and only a certain number of hours per day. And I'm, just burning myself out on that kind of intensive one-on-one.
Yeah.
So I really want to go to leveraging my time and having, affiliate links like what you're doing with Hopewell Farms, things like that. I want multiple streams of income, and I finally feel worthy of that, and like it's not greedy.
Yeah. We're supposed to feel good and be taken care of.
Right.
We're not used to that though. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, doing the I'm in kind of like a similar situation where I want to start doing more like workshops and things like that. And there's so many people that are waking up. I think that would be really good, especially already have it if you already have a ton of clients now. And in the different things that you have in your toolbox, like with the emotion code, because I've done a session with on that before, and that was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty. I the lady who did mine, she just focuses on this lifetime. We ended up doing a past lifetime from the Lyran and Orion Wars, and that's where all of these emotions were coming. It's pretty crazy.
Cool, cool. Yeah, so that's what I got trained in most recently from Dr. Karen Can. She wrote a book called Sensitivity is Your Superpower.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had been an emotion code, body code practitioner and an MD,
Wow.
seen patients and everything. And then she started getting these downloads that this emotion is from another dimension or another planet, lifetime. So she had to create a whole modality that went beyond emotion code to, encompass that kind of thing. So I
Wow.
trained in that, and that's where I was just like, really, okay, this is what I want to do with people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you can do that for people?
Yes, yes. So she has 2 levels of training. She has level 1, which I did. It was $4,000. I just plunked it down because I was like energy testing. I had to do it.
Yeah.
And then if you want to bill yourself, actually advertise as a Tolpacan, that's the name of her modality, practitioner, you've got to take level 2. And that's like another, I don't know how much she's charging, like 6,000 for that.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I don't think I need that. So I can't say I am a Tolpacan practitioner, but I can weave it in with my other modalities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, soul reports, finding out like what you're doing, someone's ET heritage and
Mm-hmm.
what their soul mission is, that kind of thing. Their clairs, what, is their dominant clair, that all I can do. And I just say it's an energy healing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, with some of these sessions, because what I'm trying to say is I may be able to help give you some people also if you practice that. You want to do that. But you were just saying that you want to do more on like a webinar and teaching. But if you
Yeah.
have one-on-one clients and you can do the emotion code that also has other like past lives from other dimensions, then I can send you
Yeah,
people.
I can definitely do that. I still need my bread and butter while I'm creating these bigger programs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I will write a note and have, because what I was saying is sometimes through these I'll get like past life traumas that come up. Sometimes there's specific trauma that's blocking somebody or and I can't go into and heal the whole thing with them just like on our call. So yeah, that would be awesome.
That
Okay.
I would love that. Thank you, Lily.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So let's see. The pyramids, they also showed me the pyramids. They said that you worked with the pyramids and technology and energy. I got the feeling that you were some sort of like an engineer or architect with these pyramids. And then they showed up at the end too. So this is like ancient Egypt, maybe other places around the world too. But so you're working with pyramid technology, also an energy worker and healer. And then they showed me the Ankh. You probably know what the Ankh is, right? Okay.
I have one sitting right next to my bed.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So they showed me a trick with that, because I have an ancient Egyptian connection also to, they said that the Ankh is also a symbol that can help you activate, can help you remember things. So those mantras that I was just telling you about, like I would write it, I had the Ankh. It triggers something subconsciously, just looking at that symbol. So I would look at it. Yeah. So I would look at it and say, I'm remembering who I truly am. I am remembering, all of whatever it is you're trying to invoke. So yeah, the Ankh is a very powerful symbol. That's cool. You've already got one by your bed, so that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I want to get a really cool one. I've seen some big ones, that have like bells on them and
Oh
things.
wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I
It's
can
a
never have too many of those. Cool. I have I've got pyramids all over the place. I mean, I surround myself with this stuff.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome. The pyramids came up quite a few times. So
Mm.
yeah, you were working with the pyramids. And then I saw a bald being with light blue skin. This was a serious connection. She was female. Very pretty, just light blue skin. And then I also sensed aquatic beings and mermaids. Have you ever felt drawn to the aquatics? Okay, so that's another side that came up.
Yeah. Yeah, I love all those. I have friends that their heritage is mermaid, dolphin, whale, and they're just beings of light. I mean, they're just all such peaceful, joyful people.
Yeah. Even
I
just
love
thinking
them.
about that is just making me like more relaxed.
I know, I know, I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so
I live in Monterey,
Mhm.
Monterey, California,
Mhm.
a little town called Pacific Grove. So we have the beach right there. We go down, we can see sea
Mhm.
lions and whales, and dolphins. We got the Monterey Aquarium. So very, very lucky. I get to commune with those creatures all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
So they were showing that that's a part of, and that's probably very activating for you too, just being near the water.
Near the water, yes.
Mhm. So that's another side of yourself that you can connect with. And there's different gifts and abilities that comes from being an aquatic being. Like as an example, I've heard of one where it's almost kind of like sonar abilities, um, and new quantum psychic abilities that can develop from connecting with that heritage and just setting the intention to activate that within you. So
Hmm.
the what's that?
I was just saying, I'm just
Interesting.
remarking that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. There's all different types, and there's all different types of gifts coming from our different heritages. Like, for example, with Lyra, part of my heritage, and I don't even exactly understand how it works. It's very quantum. So they connect through my throat chakra, and the tones that I create through my voice and through my thought heals on a quantum level and can also clear, like very deep clearing on quantum levels. So that's why the live activations, they become so powerful. So that comes from my Lyran heritage. And that wouldn't even been anything that I would have thought that I had. Because I'm like, I'm not a singer, but it doesn't matter. just the power of your thought even, and the different tones that humans can't even necessarily pick up and hear because they're out of their hearing range, which I think is super fascinating. So that comes from my Lyran heritage. So through your Lyran heritage and your Syrian heritage, there's probably all sorts of really cool goodies that you can begin to activate and develop, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, you know what's been happening for over a year in the middle of the night, almost every night, I'll kind of half wake up and like be rolling over, and all of a sudden, light language starts spewing out of my mouth.
That's awesome.
And, it sounds different on different nights.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's different star family connections, but
Mm-hmm.
it's usually just like maybe 10 seconds at the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think my husband was hearing it, but the other night he said, "Do you know that you wake up in the middle of the night speaking gibberish?" I was like, oh. And so I'm hearing from some of my spiritual teachers that I should maybe consider cultivating that,
Mm-hmm.
during the day consciously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And eventually you can also record that. And if you wanted to throw it on YouTube and do like a light language activation, you can do that also.
Yeah, yeah. I've been seeing people on YouTube doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
one lady in my group, she sent me a recording just made for me.
Mm-hmm.
And after I listened to it, I was like euphoric.
Wow. That's
Literally, I was like, why do I feel so good? It's amazing.
wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. very powerful. Yeah, all about the frequencies and tones. Have a huge impact on us. So I think that
Have
would
you
be
tried it? Have you tried it yourself?
No, I have not. No. I've kind of caught myself almost doing it in my head, but not out loud. And I don't know if I don't think that's really like my path doing that, but it's really, really cool. If I ever randomly get the urge, then I will definitely try it. But I haven't gotten like the kind of urge to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it's a really cool gift because you can literally help people just by doing that. And then all they have to do is listen to you, and it's activating parts of them.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's the codes that are coming through, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Mm.
Okay, then they showed me a few other things. They showed me like plants, holistic health, herbal medicine. I thought that was funny. You said you were also a functional nutritionist. Okay. So,
Yeah, and I've also used essential oils for many years. So that's
okay.
a big part of my group program is showing people all the ways to use essential oils, mental, emotional, physical support. I love
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. So that's you've got like a toolbox of all of these different things that you've learned. So your group activities or groups sessions is going to be very unique to you, which is good. So you have all of these different things you can choose from.
Mhm.
And then they said the sun, solar energy. They were talking about solar energy, portal, Stargate, and the sun. And then they showed me the third eye and said third eye awakening. So maybe you could sun gaze or use, yeah, sometimes I'll do that. I'll go outside and I'll just visualize, energy coming into my third eye and activating my third eye. Very powerful. And there's a lot of crazy solar energies hitting Earth right now.
I know, I know. And I kind of been hearing that, for a number of years, but when Lowell talked about it, how it's part of like the major way our bodies can transform is through this. And that's why the powers that be are telling us don't go out in the sun and slather yourself with chemical sunscreen because they know that we're supposed to be getting these activations and they don't want us to have it. So
Yeah.
to educate people about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because a few months ago I chose my new channel, which I have like 18 subscribers on because I haven't really
That's
launched
okay.
it.
You gotta start using your
Yeah, the banner is a giant picture of just the sun, the ball of the sun right in the middle of it. That's
Awesome.
yeah, and so everything that I'm about is vibrancy, sunflowers, hummingbirds, the sun, just
Mm-hmm.
gold and orange and sparkly, and that's
Wow.
what I want to imbue to people. It's just you're waking up to this brilliant new world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. I see that. And I think that's also what they were talking about with the sun, like embodying that vibrancy, that light.
Yeah. And so my kitty, Zeus, was a sun god.
Oh,
Right?
wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super funny. And you've got Lyran too. Okay, so multi-dimensional new aspects coming online, Akashic. So that's after they showed the sun and the third eye. So, like I was saying in the beginning, like you're starting to develop these new gifts, uh, focusing specifically on connecting with Lyran, your different star families will help you to activate that different DNA and those different gifts. And then that's whenever they said the witch, it is persecuted in past affecting expression. So clear this trauma and karma to express yourself more fully. You can even say recently they've helped the star beings have helped me a few times on clearing karma that I didn't even necessarily that I know that I had. So what I would do is just I would say, I clear any karma that is holding me back or something like that. Just say something like that to clear out that old stuff from past lives or do a meditation on that.
Okay.
Yeah, very powerful because there can be things holding you back that you just have no idea.
Yeah.
I found out one about Atlantis for me. They told me
Mm.
that the other night. You've got some. Oh, okay. There was something else that they showed me for you too. So I think the clearing the karma would be a really good idea. They also showed me kind of like a scary clown. But does that mean anything to you, clowns?
Just that I always thought they were kind of creepy.
Yeah, I think that's the point that they were saying. Sometimes they will show me. My star family just did that with me the other night. There's something kind of like dark lurking, or some sort of like a negative, like trauma or karma or something like that. And then they were basically just saying something needs to be cleared and dealt with. So
Mhm.
that's what they meant with the clown. Let me see what else I wrote. Clear, heal, fear, and dark. Clear. So purge, clear, heal any fear. Yeah.
Okay,
And
I'll look
then,
into that. Yeah, the clown.
yeah, and like I said, clearing trauma and karma. The
Yeah.
karma is gonna be a big one too. Okay, then I saw light blue sky, clouds, a ship in the sky, the Pleiadians up in the sky, kind of looking over you. I saw ships and satellites in space around the Earth and a group of beings. And then this is whenever I saw the bald man, who he said to call him Lyran. So this was some of your other Lyran family, the more human, but you also have the feline Lyran family. And then they showed me ancient Egyptian alchemy. Connect with the ancient Egyptian mystery teachings. And then that was it.
So I have a question for you real
Mhm.
quick about the Lyran felines. When
Mhm.
you get a visualization,
Mhm.
do you actually see what they look like
Usually, yeah.
really clear? Because, you know, I look online, I'm so curious, I really want to know, and I'm just wondering, you know, some of the illustrations and stuff,
Mhm.
just like, really? I can't imagine. Do they really like have that combination of a humanoid form, but then some cat features?
Yeah. Yeah. From what I'm aware of. And whenever I was like 6, 7 years old, I grew up drawing a lot. That's what I would do growing up. I would draw. Um, I was drawing cat people with human bodies and cat heads. I was like obsessed with drawing these cat people. And I don't know where I made that up. And then whenever I found out that I was Lyran and I started seeing the Lyrans, I was like, holy crap. Whenever I was a kid, I was drawing them because I must have remembered them a little bit, or I was channeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's different variations. Like some may have more cat-like features than others. I've seen depictions of ones that they look more human, but very just kind of subtle cat features. And then I've seen other ones that they look like a straight up lion.
Wow.
These are visions. So they may be a little bit different in person.
Yeah, it's hard to know, I guess.
Now.
Um, so I think it was when I was in my 30s, there was kind of a romance novel series about this woman who meets, I guess it's a shapeshifter guy who could shapeshift between a, you know, really hunky looking long-haired human to a lion being that, you know, fully full big mane and everything. And it's like one of those crazy romance novels where she's having sex with this lion. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's my dream. And when I was a little girl, I used to tell everybody I was a cat in my last life,
Mhm.
and they would laugh. But I mean, that's got to be my my Lyran connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the Lyran kept coming up a lot. So I think that that's definitely strong in your blood and in your DNA.
yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Yep. And then that was it. So connecting with like the Lyrans, connecting with that heritage, the Pleiadians, and then Syrians. ancient Egypt, and the third eye awakening. I'll send you those starseed mantras too. That will really help. Oh yeah, and the Lemurian stuff.
Yep, yep. I love all that stuff, but I will make it more intentional to connect.
Yeah. Yeah, that will help a lot. Just being specific. You know, you're connecting with your Lyran star family to help activate more of your Lyran DNA. Just being specific is so powerful. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I really, really fully appreciated that until the last couple of years.
Right.
Actually commanding, directing source energy with words to a specific intention I have.
Yeah.
And it makes all the difference rather than just kind of have a vague idea in my mind of what I want and why doesn't source deliver, doesn't source know what I'm thinking.
Yep, 100%.
Direct more.
100%. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Lily. This was very, very precious. I love everything that you told me. It all resonates.
Awesome. Beautiful. I'm very excited for you and your starting of your new journey. I think you are going to do great.
Thank you. Thank you. I do too. I feel really good about it.
Good. Good. Yeah. Maybe we can catch up, further down the road as well. Maybe
Sure.
collaborate or something possible. We'll see.
I would love to. Anything that, pops into your head. Yeah. And if you ever want a free Topolcan healing session, I would love to offer that to you so you could experience it.
Okay, awesome. That would be nice.
It takes that emotion code to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll send you a copy of the recording also.
Okay, thank you, Lily. I'll see you on YouTube.
All right, take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.